John.
Can I ask you a process and jurisdiction question? The president signed a memorandum last night directing federal agencies to look at funds that might be withheld to cities that do not do enough to restore law and order. By what authority does the president believe he can do that?
Yeah, the president believes that what we should do, that the purpose of government is to protect life, liberty, and property. That is the purpose of the federal government, and it's imperative that the federal government review the use of funds by jurisdiction. So what this does, this memo, it really does three things. One, it asks federal agencies to detail all federal funds that are being provided to Seattle, Portland, New York City, and Washington, D.C. Secondly, within 14 days, the Attorney General will develop a list of anarchist jurisdictions, of lawlessness zones that are permitting violence and destruction of property. And then within 30 days, the White House Budget Director will issue guidance to the heads of agencies on restricting eligibility of or otherwise disfavoring to the maximum extent possible by law anarchist jurisdictions in the receipt of federal grants. And South Carolina v. Dole did note that you can withhold funding so long as it pertains to the federal program pertains to what you're trying to incentivize. So we believe here, when you look at New York, a 177% increase in shootings, in Seattle, where there was a lawless chop zone where 2 died, in Portland, where you've seen 140 officers injured. This is a dereliction of duty. And if the states will not act in their police power and secure their streets, this president will use every lawful mechanism available to him to try to supplement their failures. And in some cases, that's meant federal officers in Minneapolis and Kenosha, where we've been invited. This is yet another attempt to make sure no more children like Legend Taliaferro die on our streets.
These are congressionally appropriated funds. I expect that you would expect there to be immediate legal action taken. Letitia James, the Attorney General for the state of New York, warned a few minutes ago that if you try to withhold any funds, she will immediately slap you with a lawsuit.
Well, she's free to do that. We believe that what we will do will be lawful within the bounds of the law, and we encourage states to act and cities to act in the way that Kenosha and Minneapolis did. Although, be it delayed a little bit there, they finally stepped up and asked for federal support, and they got it, because too many Americans are dying on our streets, too many businesses being burned to the ground. That's not the American way by a long shot.
Okay,
Yes.
just to follow up on that, the president, as we know, tried to withhold federal money from sanctuary cities, and he lost, as per the courts. So why isn't this also doomed to fail?
I'm not going to get ahead of exactly what the final product will look like. Again, I just walked you through, there's a 14-day timeline for the DOJ, and then a 30-day timeline for Office of Management and Budget, but we believe that we are on the right here.
Let me do a couple follow-ups if I can. So in May, the president said the U.S. will be designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. Yes or no? Did the president do that?
What the DOJ said is that they would be looking at Antifa-related charges in the lens of domestic
So to
terrorism.
be clear, they did not designate Antifa, though.
To be clear, they will be pursuing domestic terrorism charges against Antifa individuals, anarchists who are wreaking havoc across our country, and who the suspect, at least in Portland, killed an innocent man out in Portland just over the weekend.
Right, for sure. And then but they didn't declare him a terrorist organization, as they said.
They
as he
will
said they would.
be pursuing domestic terror charges.
In 2017,
They're noting a distinction without a difference.
In 2017, he threatened to withhold federal funds from UC Berkeley if they did not allow free speech. Has he done that?
I'll follow up with you on that.
I guess the question is, the president makes a lot of threats, knowing that he's not going to follow through or that they're not legal. So is this what he's trying to do here yet again?
No, the president will follow through. His memo is exceedingly clear. We are pursuing every avenue within the federal government to take care of the American people. When you have a 1-year-old being killed in New York, when you have a little beautiful girl in Atlanta named Sequoia Turner who lost her life, yes, this federal government will do everything within our lawful power. And yes, the president is serious about this.
Can I follow up with one last one?